Good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to Caribbean Travel Marketplace 43. This is CHTA and the Caribbean's marquee event and the largest event focused on connecting travel partners and suppliers focused on Caribbean tourism. It really gives me great pleasure to welcome you to Antigua and Barbuda, or as the original inhabitants called it, Waladli and Waomoni. These islands actually hold a very special place in my heart. This was actually my honeymoon destination 21 years ago. I don't remember a whole lot from it, but didn't get around much. But it holds a very special place in my heart, and I've returned several times since then for vacation, sporting events. My son's a competitive swimmer, and business, often on the very same trip. As many of you know, this is Antigua and Barbuda's first time hosting CHTA Marketplace. But you know, I don't want to do this, but I do have to make a correction to what our Minister of Tourism said. This is actually not the first time that is being held in the Eastern Caribbean, or the first in the OECS. The first in the OECS in the Caribbean was in fact St. Lucia in 2009. I guess you have to be old enough to remember that. And then of course we had it in Barbados in 2022. And you know, it's interesting to note that since we put the pandemic in our rearview mirror in 2022, 2 out of the last 4 CHTA marketplaces have been held in new destinations. So Barbados and now Antigua. Why is this so important? For about 40 years, this event has rotated among 4 destinations who remain an important part of the rotation. But being able to successfully host a marketplace in a new place like Antigua and Barbuda really helps to show the diversity and the range of the Caribbean product. We are, after all, an association of over 30 member destinations, and it's refreshing to see Barbados and now Antigua become a permanent part of the rotation. I can safely say that at some point we will be back in Antigua and Barbuda. With some of the changes that we've also made to the format of the selling floor, we're hoping to add more new destinations in the near future. You know, there's been such great enthusiasm from ABT and ABHTA, and it's been present from the very beginning when we started speaking to them in the summer of 2024. The Minister mentioned some of the factors, the arrivals, the airlifts, the strong positioning from a MICE standpoint with AUA. But most importantly, it was a collaborative and strong partnership and execution between the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority and the Antigua and Barbuda Hotel and Tourism Association, who deserve a round of applause, not just for hosting this, but if you were here 2 years ago, you would not believe that we would even be here today. So they fought through the adversity, and they are here today with the opening of Caribbean Travel Marketplace. Of course, we have to pay the bills, so a word from our sponsors. None of this would be possible without the generous support of our partners. We want to extend sincere thanks to our premium partner, our destination partners. If you're here in the audience, you know, give a wave, a clap, or shout something. Barbados, any Bajans there? Cayman Islands, Jamaica, US Virgin Islands, Turks and Caicos. And if this last partner destination doesn't give a loud shout, I am walking off this stage. St. Lucia? All right. We gratefully acknowledge our platinum partners, ABA Global Marketing, Interval International, MasterCard, Travels, and Triptease. And a big thank you to our gold partners, Amadeus, Caribbean Journal, Discover Dominica Authority, My Booking Rewards, TA Connect, and Tambourine. We're deeply appreciative for your commitment to CHTA and Caribbean tourism. Again, one of the benefits of hosting Marketplace in a new destination is you gain new perspective. You know, even after 40 years of hosting this, we're constantly evolving. And the Antigua team has been a big part of that evolution and that innovation. As I promised from day one of my presidency, and even a little bit before, this was going to be a marketplace with a difference. Starting at the selling floor, we've modernized and enhanced the experience, streamlined it, an open concept, while still maintaining the structured B2B nature of the business meetings. And for me, Marketplace has always been about finding ways to maximize revenue from all different sources. And of course, we are adding our first annual Direct Booking Summit on May 22nd. And it completes for me that circle of distribution of Caribbean tourism with a focus on using technology to get more from the direct booking channel. We have over 80 delegates, and this is already officially the largest collaboration and congregation of Caribbean hotels focused on direct bookings that we've ever had. So we're really looking forward to that. But Caribbean tourism for me has always been about more than just maximizing revenue. There's a whole ecosystem that the minister made reference to that relies on each other for survival. Linkages and sustainable tourism are a critical part of our tourism product, and you saw that hopefully if you got a chance to do the responsible tourism, the activities. But we also have the linkages showcase. So those of you who are in the tent where Bahamas and Aruba and a few of the other destinations are, the linkages showcase is also in that location, and that really allows us to showcase our manufacturers, creative industries, and others who are part of the tourism ecosystem. The Restaurant Week promotion as a foodie is something that's near and dear to my heart. I'm so happy that Antigua and Barbuda was innovative enough to see the benefit of extending the Restaurant Week into a restaurant month. So please make sure to go out and visit our independent restaurants. They're a big part of our tourism ecosystem, and of course to do tours and attractions while you're here. Maybe get lost, lose that return ticket and stay all the way to Carnival. But while you're at it, take a stop in St. Lucia Carnival as well, also in July. As I close, we are reminded that only a few years ago, we faced the greatest challenge that Caribbean tourism had ever faced of our generation. Not only have we recovered fully, but we're now officially in growth mode. But there are geopolitical uncertainties that threaten the very recovery effort. So now more than ever, it requires a collaborative approach between private and public sector, DMOs, partners, buyers, suppliers, all of us working together to make sure that we have not just a great summer, but a great 2026 and beyond. So, to say the least, we are the most tourism-dependent region in the world, and there are 40 million people depending on us to make sure that this works. No pressure, of course. But I challenge all of you to share information with each other. Buyers and sellers, destination to destination, share information, DMO to DMO, airlines, public and private. Knowledge is power, and it is not the time to be shy about our product and about the opportunities that exist through collaboration. I wish everyone a successful CHTA Marketplace 2025 and look forward to connecting with all of you over the coming days. Thank you and have a great evening.